So I want to talk about something that I've learned serving for many years. Like many years, like over a decade, maybe 2 decades, something like that. I've served for a while. And this used to really bother me. And like, I get why it bothers people. And I hope that what I'm about to tell you is going to change that for you. So I'm talking about getting the horrible gratuity, like stiffed or $2 or the nasty note on the slip. First of all, did you give them proper service? I've told tables, don't tip me. You did not get the service you deserved. Instead, ask for me and I'll do a much better job next time. Then we can talk about you actually paying for the service. You know what that usually results in? Fat grat that time, but it is what it is. So you get a horrible gratuity and it destroys you, right? Or it makes you mad, or it upsets you in some way, shape, or form. If you hold on to that, in my opinion, that is going to lessen your gratuities at all your other tables because you're feeding off that negative energy. Instead, realize a couple things maybe. Here's what I do to stop this whole downward spiral and having it infect the rest of my day, week, night, whatever. Is first of all, I know how much I make an hour. Do you? Calculate it, figure it out, and include your pay from the house. Even if you don't see a check, like for years and years and years when it was low pay for servers, I'm in Arizona, I got no check and actually owed money for my taxes on my tips. And that is what it is, but I still earned that money. I'm still earning money. It's like saying that you get pay from an office job, but you don't get the pay that went to taxes. Bull, you got the pay. It just went to pay your taxes. You just didn't get to spend it. And you could change that. You could change your withholdings to zero and get all that money and then owe the money at the end of the year. Did you know that? But instead, you choose to have them take that money out of your check. Like, that's your choice, right? You could pay that in a different way. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not a tax professional, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe you could pay that a different way. Therefore, getting all that money today. I digress. Here we go. So you should know how much money you make an hour. Then you have to decide, is serving tables worth this amount per hour? Calculate it for a month. I'm not talking about one day, one hour period in the day, something crazy like that, or even a week. Maybe even take a rolling 3 month average if you've been doing this a while. And so you get a more accurate amount per hour. And is what I'm doing worth the amount I'm making? For me, oh, it's well worth it. So when I get a zero gratuity, I push that aside in my mind. I forget about it completely. Matter of fact, I'll walk around at work and I'll show servers the the amount I was tipped on the amount. And I'll say, you know what, I'm doing a TED talk later. I'm going to teach everybody how to do this right here. It's going to be great. Right? Like I make light of it. I make a joke out of it. And like I know I gave them good service. They just didn't tip. And that's on them. I'm cool with that. As long as I know I did a good job, I've done my part. And at the end of the month or period or whatever it is, I'm making a good amount per hour. Well worth the job I'm doing. So I move forward and continue to try to get that 30% gratuity. I try to give service that demands a 30% gratuity. You may leave it, you may not, but you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to serve someone that will leave a 30% gratuity and give them 10% service. I'm leaving 20% on the table. No, thank you. I want to put that in my pocket. Okay, so there we go. That's my thing about low gratuities. Let's not focus on the low gratuity. Let's focus on the great gratuity and hope that that snowballs for us into something bigger. When I sold cars, it is so silly, man. Well, I did that until I found I was not morally aligned with car sales, shall we say. But here's something they would do. They would run a day when you work long hours as a car salesperson, and they would do this. Um, God, what did they used to call it? I don't remember. But the idea was this. They had some special little name for it. Um, when you sell a car, as soon as you deliver that vehicle, you can go if you want. You're done for the day. Do good salesmen do that? No, they stay around. That's one of the reasons they do it. It sounds so good, right? It sounds good that you can leave when you sell a car. So you try to sell a car. Then, like it drives you to sell a car. Then, once you sell the car, you can leave for the day. But no good salesperson is ever going to leave for the day because the best time to sell a vehicle is when you've just sold a vehicle. Silly, right? So the best time to get a great tip is when you're high on a good tip. You're going to be more cheerful. You're blah, blah. You get the idea, right? So the opposite is also true. When you have a horrible tip, oh my God, I've got that, blah, blah. And that's going to transfer to your other tables. There's no two ways about it, man. Be happy at work. Be happy with what you do. Be happy with what you make. If you aren't, I don't mean this to be negative, but pick a different job. Do something else. And never negate the fact that you are, no matter how low it is, you are getting a salary from the house. You're getting a wage from the house. Like, never say you don't do that, right? Peace. Have a great day and make some money.